And we're back with more mail openings from Amazon. Of course, I've still got a mess here from the last opening of Amazon stuff. So let's open up this one, see what's inside. I know what's inside. More cool stuff. Two more items. So, first item. I have a couple of these little buggers. These little new install type USB automotive or boating or anywhere where you got 12 volts or 24 volts and you need USB charging. So let's check these things out on Amazon. Quido 12 volt USB outlet. Quido 30 watt USB-C PD 3.0 waterproof USB charger socket and quick charge 3.0 power outlet with on-off switch voltmeter for 12 volts and 24 volt car, RV, golf cart, boat, marine, ATV, motorcycle, and more. So if you need extra power in your vehicle or all-terrain vehicle, you can buy these little new install devices. All you need is to drill a hole of approximate size, which is the diameter of this barrel here, and then you can have a USB charge port anywhere you may need one. These are very handy to have. I have several of these. I don't have this particular kind yet. I do now. Gives you the voltmeter, so you can have a quick glance of whether your automobile or any charging vehicle that you install this in is charging or not. And then you got one quick charge 3.0 USB-A port and a power delivery port and an on-off button. So I believe you need 1 1/8 hole to install these things. Unfortunately, these things are a little bit bigger than your normal cigarette lighter port, so it's not just as easy as popping out the power port or cigarette or cigar lighter port and popping one of these in and wiring in. So you do have to have a enlarged hole, and it gives you the little wiring harness with a little fuse, so that's nice to know. And you got the rest of the specification. It's compatible with anything with that you can plug into USB-A or USB-C. Gives you all the other your iPhones and all your Android devices. Special feature, multi-ports, 30 watts USB-C and 18 watts USB-A. Power conversion efficiency greater than 88%. Smart LED indicator. Parasitic draw, less than 7 milliamps. Input 12 volt and LED on. So it's just a reminder that there is a little bit of a parasitic draw if you do forget to turn it off. And it's for your 12 and 24 volt power sources. Output voltage, your standard of 5 volts, unless your device calls for the quick charge or power delivery protocols. Full covered cap for 12 volt DC output to go against water. Better water resistant performance. Well, I wouldn't really trust this, out in a driving rain, because the cover is not perfect, but at least we'll call it splash resistant. So you're definitely not going to submerge this underwater or anything like that. So we got the multi-ports. The 12 volt DC charger has a USB-C port and a USB-A port. The USB-C port is PD 3.0, do a maximum of 30 watts under 24 volts. So remember that. You get your 30 watts under 24 volts and 20 watts at 12 volts. That's common throughout all the series of the Quido chargers. You get your maximum wattage under 24 volts. But at least you get 20 watts with your power delivery. And then whatever maximum wattage and amperage for your Quick Charge 3.0. And then your standard 5 volts is 2.4 amps. Got the multi-function LED, the 12 volt voltmeter, only accurate display before voltage between 11 and 14.6. Even close the cap on the outlet panel, you know the battery status quickly by the color of the LEDs. So green, you're good. Yellow, look out. Red, oh my. You might need your NOCO. Then you get the handy on-off switch. So the ports are not active. And then all-around protection, USB 12-volt USB socket was certified by blah, blah, blah. So these are very handy to have, especially if you have an older vehicle with no type of USB charging ports or anything like that. So you need an 1.1/8 hole, and then you can go ahead and pop that in as long as you get to the back side of it to secure the little nut in this area here, so then you can have power anywhere you want. So this is the diameter of the hole that you need, 1.18 inches, or if you have a spade bit of 1.1/8, or a other hole saw or anything like that is 1/8 of an inch, and then you can have a charge power port anywhere you want. So that's it for this little part of the video. So now we'll go back to this rolling video already in progress. So these things are just pretty cool to have around if you got a new install, or you got a spot where you can drill an 1.1/8 hole, pop them in, and then you got a charger. Even if you can use these things for even your desk or something like that. And this one is particularly for automotive if you're on a deep cell or deep cycle battery, because it has a little voltmeter on it. And you got your USB, your standard USB-A with Quick Charge 3.0, and you got USB-C with PD power. I think it's 30 watts or something like that, but we'll check out the installation here. Doesn't really say anything of any importance. So you get more information on the Amazon site. So these little guys, I kind of like these things. I got several different versions of these things already. I got the 3-port with quick charge. I think they're 3.0s, and I got another one that I use for powering this ring light. It's got USB-C and with PD power, with the 20 watts of PD power, and 2 quick charge 3.0s. So it's always for me, it's always handy to have more and more USB-C outlets. So we'll go ahead and we'll power this out, power this up, and it comes with a pigtail that you can hardwire into whatever you're trying to tap into. Comes with a 10 amp fuse, so that's pretty cool. So you can't screw it up because it's all labeled. So negative to black and red to positive. We'll see if it's got any blinky lights on it. And of course it's got a little power button right in the middle. this one plugged in? Did I unplug it? Yes, I did unplug it. Hey, it's got blinky lights. No, don't. But it does have a cool little display. So if you're on battery power, you can sort of monitor your power. So you got anywhere from 11 volts right up to 14.6. So you can tell if you can even have a quick glance if your alternator is charging, if you have such a crazy thing. So that's pretty cool. And of course, you can turn it on with the button. Turns it on. They even got a little standby button, so that's a nice little parasitic draw to suck your battery right down to nothing. So that's nice to have. Parasitic draws are awesome. So there, simple. Little new install. Little automotive chargers. I wouldn't say they're what their rating is for keeping the water out, because all you got is just this little tiny cover. So I wouldn't trust it on any kind of driving rains or being out in straight weather or stuff like that. But let's say it's a dust cap. Let's call it like that. We'll call it a dust cap, not a waterproof cap. And of course, like I said, you got to drill 1.1/8 hole for the barrel, and then you have this little locking nut right here, and it's got the little flapper here, so you can just have it for whatever. And of course, this will hang out here in the lab. No wackiness. I got a hole for it. So before I do mount it, I will be testing these to see if they're any good. I think they're decent. I haven't really fully tested them yet, but I will. And there'll be a video on it with all three. We'll test them all. We'll load test them and stress test them. Give them a little stress. You're no lab of wackiness. So there. Now, next thing. So I'll put these away before I short something out, because these are hooked in directly to the battery. I do have a 12-volt marine battery in there. Actually, it's a yellow top optimum battery, but it's a marine battery. Deep cycle battery. So next thing, the lab of wackiness, we even got a seal of approval from China. Tamper resistant. I break the seal, I release Corona! So since I'm in the USB-C craze now, and most of my meters are USB-A's, so that's kind of silly to have. Even though I got the pass-through for USB-C, it's kind of silly. So let's check out this little meter on Amazon. DTC66C 30 volt 5 amp Type C voltage current power meter, PD trigger, charger, power bank, tester, color, digital, LCD display, Bluetooth, USB tester. This model is the TC66C. Current price is $30.79. So this little meter is also not only a meter, your amperage meter. It also is a, I believe it's also a PD trigger, and it is also Bluetooth ready. So you can download an app to your favorite portable phone, smartphone, and get the information that you see on the screen. It says your applications are to test all your, you can test your ports on your laptops and your mobile devices and your power banks, and you can test the chargers, your car chargers, data cables, and you can hook it up to a electronic load, so you can do voltage and amperage checks. So you can see if you got good stuff or you got junk. Because a lot of the cables that you get are junk. They're good for half an amp to an amp at most. Your better cables will be, 2 to 3 amps. And then this particular model is bidirectional, because some USB meters are single directions. And then you can has the trigger support for the fast charge protocols, so you can charge. Tell your charger that you want 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts, or full 20 volts, depending on what kind of charger that you have, because not all chargers are full voltage compatible. It's all the specifications here for the TC66C. It's good for 0.005 to 30 volts. The current measurements is 0 to 5 amps. Your power supply voltages from 3.5 to 24 volts. And then your almost 100,000 milliamp hour counter. And then you got your milliwatt hours and watt hours. And then your load impedance from 1 ohm to 9,999.9 ohms. And then your temperature ranges. Screen is 0.96 inch, color IPS. And then your various other voltages and amperages. And your power is up to 150 watts. And of course, this supports bidirectional current flow passing. Supports these protocols, the Quick Charge 2, 3, and the other specifications. In case you have one of them special Samsung phones. Offline data storage. You can store up to 10 data groups. Show voltage, current, power, capacity, energy, resistance, temperature, all in one screen. Compact design. And then you got all the other stuff. You can also hook it up to an electronic load. And this is one situation that you might run into. I have one with my Anker. If you plug in the wall wart and a meter, it will not light. It will only light up when it detects a load. So it's not broken, it's just that it's not ready to be used because there's nothing to report to. And then of course you can get your app for your smartphones, and if you're a Windows user, you can go ahead and download that little application in case you're interested in that type of stuff. So that's it for this little roll through the Amazon listing. So now we'll go back to the video already in progress. So there. So your standard USB-C little cable. And for me, the biggest interest I had for this is, one, you can hook it in line with your USB-C cables. Two, it's got the, hopefully it does have the PD trigger, so you can trigger your various power supplies. But it has Bluetooth and an app. You gotta have the app. Because it's kind of, for you, the camera, and you behind the camera watching this silly video, if anybody's watching, I don't really know. It's kind of hard to zoom in on a little tiny screen where it's a lot easier to zoom in on a bigger screen. So there, what do you think about that? So we'll just take the little caps off, and we'll see if we got any power on this thing. So I need to find a cable. Well, I use my USB-C with the adapter on it. Instead of him playing. We'll see if I have any power. See if it works. So, of course, I put it on a charger where it's a dummy one, so you need to have a load on it. So I'm sure it works, so that's not a problem. That's the biggest issue with some of these power bricks on the. They need to see a load for them to even work. But we'll get somebody turned on because it's got some protective film on it. I know there's them junkies out there that love that sexy protective film peelings. Of course, this one's under the screws, which is conveniently convenient, but no matter. Ooh. How's that? Was that good for you? Need to find that sexy music that some people play. Of course, it has to be royalty free, because YouTube will have a stroke. It's even got protective film on the backside. Ooh, double pleasure. Ooh, popper. Ah, is that good for you? You sick bastards. So, we'll have more videos on this later. In this crazy videos that I make out here. So we'll see how it works. So thanks for watching. And tune in to the next video when I open up this one. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.